Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with some more Grand Arena Championships. This is the last round of week one. I've got one win and one loss so far for the season. And my opponent's already gone some. He cleared off that front zone just to see what's in the back. So he hasn't moved yet. And now's the time when I have time to do my attacks. So that's what we're going to do. Show you what he's got up top here. He put Ray with a couple Jawas. He's got Grievous with the droids. He's got some clones there. And then a Mother Talzin Night Sister team. So, doesn't look too bad. I mean, that Ray, I don't know. I'm not going to use Vader against it, so I should be fine. It shouldn't really affect using another GL against it, really. The thermal detonators aren't that powerful, against a GL. Only a counter team, which is really hard to do in 3v3. So down here on the bottom, look, he's got a Dooku team. He's got a Newt team with a Saj and GBA. And then he's got a Finn team with the Bros. So since that's the easier zone, that's the one we're going to clear off first. Got to figure out what I want to use for these and then see what's in back and make a plan from there. So I'm going to start off with the first fight that I know exactly what I'm going to use. And I saved my old Lando with Han and Chewie. I put CLS on defense. So I've got Lando just as the lead. He adds a little bit to the team, but it's really Han and Chewie doing all the work. Obviously, you stun Resistance Hero Finn. And once he's stunned, you can have time to take him out. Then work on taking out the other two as quick as you can, just so you don't take much damage. Get maybe an extra banner or two. But the team's not in any danger of losing. Like I said, Han and Chewie do all the work. Ended up with 52 there. I debated about this because I'm not sure with these Dooku leads what exactly I want to do. How should I go about it? So I went ahead and took my Traya team in here. Just with what was showing up top and on bottom, I thought, I could spare this here. You never want to go too OP, but you don't want to underestimate it and then end up losing. So I definitely didn't want to drop a battle here. So I'm trying to take out Dooku first. Thankfully, he keeps doing his counters, and that ends up hurting him, and I'm able to take him out pretty easily. And then I'm going after Droideka before he ends up just one-shotting somebody. Don't want him to do that, so I'm trying to get him taken out just as quick as I can. Magna's not something I really have to worry about. He's isolated, so I don't have to worry about taunt. I'm able to strip off the damage immunity from Droideka, so as long as I can keep doing that, it's going to hurt at least a little bit less. Try and just get him out, and thankfully right there, Scion did with a big hit, and no reason not to just finish it off, so I've got Annihilate up. And there goes Magna. So 53 banners for that. Not bad at all. And here's what I used for his Newt, okay? I put my Geos on defense because that's what I normally would take against a Newt team. I didn't have that, so I thought, I'll take Vader. And I took Vader, Thrawn, and Watt. And I took Watt because I was thinking, okay, if I have the weapons tech on Vader, there's going to be no revive on Newt, so once I get rid of him, he can die, and that's it. I'll just take Newt out first. I won't have to worry about the extortion, and I won't have to worry about him getting a second life, so I can just get rid of him. And that's all well and good, but I forgot my plan was to use C with Watt elsewhere, and I didn't even think about it, and I used him here, when I could have probably just put in EP or something and done okay, and I burned Watt here. So that kind of sucks, and I didn't realize it at the time. Obviously, Vader, Watt, and Thrawn are making mincemeat out of this team. Just tear them up. I've got plenty of health, trying to make sure my protection's all topped off. And look at that. There's no way they can keep up. So easily win, 54 banners. That's good. Open up the back. And there's nothing really too fancy there. Look at there's a Grieve Bounty Hunter team with Nest, JTR, and he's got IG-11 on there. He's got a Bosk team with Mando and Boba. And then I don't know if you can see down on the bottom, he's got the new Beskar Mando there. So just another squad where it's a little bit different than other things you might have faced. It's Django lead with the Beskar Mando in L3. So a little bit different, but nothing that should be too terribly, strenuous to worry about taking out. Except I go up to the top to try to take out his Ray, and that was going to be my counter was C with Watt to easily, take out Ray, and I forgot. I forgot about it. Oh my god. I burned my Watt there, so I didn't have it. You see, I left that part in. Normally I cut out all the stuff outside of the battles. I put C in there, and I'm like, oh crap, I used my Watt. What am I going to do? So I had to think about it for a minute, took some thoughts, because I thought, what am I going to do to one-shot this? And I got to come up with something. So thought about it for a little bit, and this is what I decided to do. I went ahead and took in my Supreme Leader Kylo and went with that Hermit Yoda and Mon Mothma, since I wasn't really using them elsewhere. Well, I was going to use Hermit Yoda somewhere, but I mean, got to use them here, right? This is your best chance at winning and being able to take these guys out. And I didn't want to take side characters that would do damage, because they would just end up getting bombs all over themselves and dying anyway. I can take out the Jawas, but since they were both relicked up, look at that. Neither one of them could make it. And so I end up eating a couple whirlwinds because I brought them both into damage immunity before I killed them. So now that I got rid of them, it's just trying to take out Rey as fast as I can, but also to build up my ultimate charge. Got to get into ultimate before your two side characters die. Otherwise, you're going to end up losing the match. So I'm trying to heal up here, keep everybody alive, just do what I can to do some damage. Thankfully, they both survive here. I'm doing basics just to get off a double hit attack. And I've got Master's Training. I put it on Mon Mothma just to try to keep her alive a little bit longer. She got whirlwinded though, so that didn't work. Another basic to charge up that ultimate meter that much faster. Keep going. Hermit Yoda's got his big heals, so I use that. And then right after I use it, of course, she whirlwinds and takes him out. So that sucked. Now it's down 1-1. Thankfully, I have the upper hand damage-wise, and I'm able to take her out. So it did work, but it's still crappy banners. 47 banners. Moving on, we're going to take out his Night Sister team with some bounty hunters. I've got Bosk, Grief, and Mando. I don't know if that's the best choice, but I think it would be okay. I mean, Mando can ignore taunt, and Grief's got the heal, which I was concerned about being able to heal up and get rid of the plague, because that can end up wrecking me, and I didn't want to have that happen. But Mando being able to ignore taunt and then also call the assist is huge. I do get stunned a bit, but look at there. I'm reading through Grief's abilities to remember which one has the cleanse, because that's the one I want to use. Clear off that stun. Then they turn around and stun Bosk right back. So I still do keep getting stunned. I mean, it's crazy. It's like whenever I'm using Night Sisters, they don't stun for anything. But when I'm against them, every single hit is a stun. I lose my turn. It's frustrating. But it is how it is. Whatever, you got to work with what you got. Thankfully, Bosk lead is a bit more tanky, so I've got some survivability. Trying to work on that contract and also trying to get a Mother Talzin out when I can. I did get a death there, and I've got an assist attack there, which triggered my contract. So now I've got Disintegrate up. I can go ahead and get rid of Daka. That's going to get rid of some stuns, some revives. Good stuff that I don't have to worry about anymore. Still got to handle Plague. So I got to make sure and try and heal up my team so that I don't get stuck with that and end up dying. Take out Talzin again. Now I just have Zombie left to worry about. Heal up with Grief's ability there. So I'm doing good. And I finish off Zombie. Look at that, 54 banners. Not bad at all. Now I'm going to use my Night Sisters to go after his Grievous team. And you guys have seen me do this probably a few times by now, in this week and other seasons. This team works pretty good. I mean, as long as you're willing to roll the dice, and if you have decent Night Sisters, which I think mine are okay, you just gotta hope that Grievous doesn't go after Daka too much. As long as he leaves her alone, you're okay. I tried to take out B2 first and get rid of him. I don't want the buff immunity. I don't want to trigger too much of him going a whole bunch and taking a bunch of turns. So I'm just trying to take him out as I can, but also spread Plague around and let it do its work. Every time one of them dies, I really try and bring him back permanently, because you want as many targets as you can keep on the field so that Daka doesn't get targeted. So now it's down to a lone Grievous, and you guys know how this plays out. As long as you can get it down to a lone Grievous, you're doing good. So I've got all three of mine alive. Not pretty banners, but it's a one-shot win. You don't get your protection points. That's okay. I'll take 51 banners. That's fine with me. So a win there for that. Now we get to move on to his clone team. I wasn't sure what to take against this, but okay, since I had my C and I didn't have Watt, and I had to find a place to use C on offense, I thought, what was I going to take out? And so I took C and Red Trooper, and then I brought in Crew as the tank. And one thing I thought was good is, think about this, you know how Rex does his Rexalate, does that big hit, but it doesn't do anything against Crew. It's the same with like Crew and Malik. They take reduced % health damage. So if he does target Crew, you don't have to worry about that. So I was just thinking to bring that in. I don't have to worry about somebody getting Rexalated. But it didn't work. Didn't worry about that because Emperor got his ultimate off anyway and just kind of cleared the board. Now I can see his ships, and he's got Rebels and Empire in back. And that's fine. I can take both of those out, no problem. So let's go ahead and finish off these last few ground squads, and then we'll go through the ships and I'll tell you what I use there. We're going to start off with his Django team, and for that I use probably my best remaining team, Jedi Knight Luke with Shaak Ti, and then since I didn't have Hermit Yoda, I went ahead and used Old Ben here. Figure he's fine. I mean, he's got a taunt, got some ability block, I guess. Although I don't think you can ability block Mando there. But it doesn't matter. He's got a taunt. He's tanky enough. I just needed somebody to fill the spot. I put Luke under stealth, so hopefully he can live. I'm not really sure how whistling birds work and all that. Haven't really messed around with Mando too much. I just want to try and get him out as quick as I can, because I don't want him doing something and then, one of my characters is toast. I haven't read through his kit and all that stuff. My Old Ben survived a rocket to the face from Django, so that's good. He's still alive, trying to keep everybody at least alive to keep decent points, because I don't know if my opponent's going to go more, or if he's just waiting to see what I get or what he's going to do. So I don't want to leave him any wiggle room to do anything. Working on taking out his Django, then I won't have to worry about rockets, anything like that. Now I just got Mando left to deal with. Try and do as much damage as I can to him. And I've got my dog pile coming up here, so we'll go ahead and use that and take him out. Look at that, 53 banners. So that turned out better than I thought it would be. For his grief-led team with Nest on it, I wasn't sure what to use there. You guys saw that I had already burned my Triumvirate with Nihilus, and that's usually the safest bet against Nest. So I wasn't sure what could take Nest out in one shot, that you'd have to line up the hits correctly. So I thought, well, my Rex should. If I've got Rex, I used Arc and then 5s. That way I could at least trigger a sacrifice bonus and keep Rex alive if he somehow got KO'd. And so I was able to take out Zam. Grief is under stealth, so I'm forced to target Nest, and I keep getting countered to death over here. So That's not good. I should probably think these things over before I just jump into battle with them and bring somebody that has days or something. Thankfully now, Grief is out of stealth, so I can go after him. He had Retribution, but at least I'm able to kind of take him out. Ness took her turn. I was able to Rexolate right there and get her out of the way. So that's the biggest threat. Now it's just about taking Grief out. And I've got enough life that none of my characters should die. So I don't even have to worry about sacrifice. Not pretty, but ended up with 50 banners there. Next team up is his JTR. So he's got JTR with BB-8 and then IG-11 there. So I wasn't sure what to take against it. But I've got my gas, Echo, and Ahsoka. So I figured they should do enough damage. They should be fine. You got Echo's grenade, stuns droids. So I always forget about that, but that's a nice kind of bonus if I can get that to work. Got rid of Rey right there. Now it's just BB-8 to deal with. I do have a R8 gas, so he's nice and strong. Got 51 banners there, good enough. Alright, the last team he's got is his Bosk lead with Boba and then Mando. And for that, I brought in my Jedi Knight Revan with Bastila and Ezra. Figured Ezra would be a good third just because of the damage that he can put out. He's Relic 5. He's got the double tap on his attacks, and he can call in assists. So I figured that's pretty helpful, being able to do that. He does have a Dispel and a hard-hitting attack for one of his specials, so I figured that might come in handy. You know, Bosk does have his taunt off, but that doesn't matter if I can get my direct focus anyway, and then I can ignore taunt sometimes with Revan's special ability that he has. So I was able to take out Boba, get rid of him. I don't have to worry about a giant execute taking somebody out. Now I'm trying to take out Mando because I don't want one of his attacks, you know, killing somebody. So I got rid of one death there. Now I'm deciding what to do, what to go after. Bosk was able to get another taunt off, but that's it's okay. I'll use my turn meter swap, and it was enough damage to kill Mando, so that was awesome. Took out his Mando. Now it's just Bosk to clean up, and look at that. Ezra does plenty of damage, and there we go. Finish him off with a direct focus, and got 54 banners. So I'm doing pretty good efficiency-wise in the ground game. And that's usually not my strong suit at all. So now all that efficiency we can go ahead and spend up here on Fleet, because that's where I drop a ton of banners. If you guys don't remember, I'll remind you that he set Rebels, and then he set Empire with his Houndstooth. So that's what I get to deal with. So I'm not going to show you the battles, but just know that my Negotiator got me 62 banners against his Rebels. Easy peasy with Negotiator versus Rebels. And then Malevolence got me 57 banners against his Empire. Which for me, I think that's good, because normally I get like 54. I don't do too good against those Empire fleets. He called in a bunch of reinforcements and all that. But I was able to, pull off the one-shot victories. And look at that. Look at my score, 26-47. That's pretty efficient for me. I'm pretty happy with that. And so he did end up attacking. I think he killed one or two more squads, but he ended up dropping a couple battles on a couple of my squads, and then he just stopped attacking. So what you see is pretty much how it ended. And that was it. That was the end of my round 3. We'll see you guys in the next week. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.